Alright, you tubers, welcome back to War Thunder Ground Forces with the Angry Nerd. And today I thought we would take a look at the Panzer 5 Ausf D Panther. Now the skin you see on this Panther was created by he who shall not be named, but you can find a link to his War Thunder Life profile down in the description section of this video. So hop down there, click that link, head on over to his profile, and you can find this and many more wonderful skins that he has created. I highly recommend them. Now the Panzer V, or Panther, was a German medium tank deployed during World War II from mid-1943 to the end of the European War in 1945. It was intended as a counter to the Soviet T-34 and as a replacement for the Panzer III and Panzer IV. While never replacing the Panzer III and Panzer IVs, it served alongside them and the heavier Tiger I until the end of the war. The Panther was considered one of the best tanks of World War II due to its excellent firepower and protection. However, it was less impressive in terms of mobility, reliability, and cost. Up until 1944, it was designated as the Panzerkampfwagen 5 Panther, but on 27 February 1944, Hitler ordered that the Roman numeral 5 be deleted from the designation. It is sometimes referred to as the Mark V in contemporary English language reports. In June of 1941, during the German advance into Soviet Russia, the first encounters with the Soviet T-34s really surprised the German General Staff. As more and more reports filtered in, it became apparent that the Russian tank was superior to both the upgraded Panzer III and the Panzer IV. After several T-34s had been captured in relatively good order, Heinz Guderian ordered a full report to be drawn by a Panzer Commission dispatched to assess the T-34. It was noted that the combination of thick, well-sloped armor, a very effective 76.2 millimeter cannon, and a good power-to-weight ratio combined with large tracks meant that the Russian tank almost reached the impossible triangle that characterized the perfect medium tank. The Germans had nothing in their arsenal that could compete with the T-34, and as a result, as soon as April of 1942, both Daimler-Benz and MAN AG were charged to design a tank incorporating all the aspects underlined in the report. The Daimler-Benz design resembled the T-34 in its hull and turret, and was to be powered by a diesel engine. It was also driven from the rear drive sprocket, with the turret situated forward. The incorporation of a diesel engine promised increased operational range, reducing flammability and allowing for more efficient use of petroleum resources. Hitler himself considered a diesel engine imperative for a new tank. Daimler-Benz proposal also used an external leaf spring suspension, in contrast to the MAN proposal, which used twin torsion bars. The employment of a rear drive provided additional crew space and also allowed for a better slope to the front hull, which was considered important in preventing the penetration by armor-piercing shells. On 5 March 1942, Albert Speer reported that Hitler considered the Daimler-Benz design to be superior to MAN's design. The MAN design embodied a more conventional configuration, with the transmission and drive sprocket in the front and a centrally mounted turret. It had a petrol engine and 8 torsion bar suspension axles per side. Because the torsion bar suspension and the drive shaft had to run underneath the turret basket, the MAN Panther was higher and had a wider hull than the Daimler-Benz design. The MAN design repeated the Henschel firm's design concepts for the Tiger I tank's suspension and drive components, using large, overlapping, interleaved road wheels with a slack track and no return rollers for the upper run of the track. The MAN proposal also complemented Rheinmetall's already designed turret, modified from that of the VK4501H, and used the virtually identical Maybach V12 engine to the Tiger I heavy tank's Maybach HL230 power plant. A review by a special commission appointed by Hitler in May 1942 selected the MAN design. Hitler approved this decision after reviewing it overnight. One of the principal reasons given for the decision was that the MAN design used an existing turret designed by Rheinmetall Borsig, while the Daimler-Benz design would have required a brand new turret and engine to be designed and produced, delaying production. The Panther tank was a compromise. While having essentially the same engine as the Tiger I tank, it had better frontal hull armor. The sloping glacis was equivalent to 140 millimeters, 5.5 inches of vertical steel plate. It was lighter and faster and could traverse rough terrain better than the Tiger. The trade-off was weaker side armor, which was less than that of the T-34. The Panther proved to be effective in open country and long-range engagements, but vulnerable to flanking fire. Also, the 75 millimeter cannon fired a smaller shell than the Tiger's 88 millimeter cannon, providing less high explosive firepower against infantry. The Panther was far cheaper to produce than the Tiger I tank, and only slightly more expensive than the Panzer IV. Key elements of the Panther design, such as its armor, transmission, and final drive, were compromises made to improve production rates and address raw material shortages. But very early on, the Panther's speed and mobility fell victim to design changes directed by Hitler himself. Albert Speer recounted in his autobiography, Inside the Third Reich, that the Tiger had originally been designed to weigh 50 tons, but as a result of Hitler's demands, it had gone up to 57 tons. So they decided to develop a new 30-ton tank, whose very name, Panther, was to signify greater agility. Though light in weight, its motor was to be the same as the Tiger's, which meant that it could develop superior speed. But over the course of a year, Hitler once again insisted on clamping so much armor as well as larger guns that it ultimately reached 48 tons, the original weight of the Tiger. As a result, the simplified final drive became the single major cause of breakdowns of the Panther tank, and was a problem that was never corrected, even after the war. All of these compromises resulted in the Panther being less reliable than the Tiger I, which was generally satisfactory when given appropriate logistical support, and after its initial flaws were addressed. The Panther tank arrived in 1943 and was rushed into combat with its initial problems uncorrected at the Battle of Kursk, which resulted in a high breakdown rate. The Panther tank commanded respect from the Allies, and its qualities, along with those of the Tiger I, led to the introduction of heavier Allied tanks such as the Soviet IS-2 and the American M26 Pershing, as well as the development of the post-war British Centurion tank. Its successes were nullified by Germany's general decline in the war, the loss of air superiority by the Luftwaffe, the shortage of fuel and training, and the decline of the quality of the tank crews. The initial production target was 250 tanks per month. This was increased to 600 per month in January 1943. Despite determined efforts, this figure was never reached due to the disruption by Allied bombing and manufacturing resource bottlenecks. Production in 1943 averaged 148 per month. In 1944, it averaged 315 a month, peaking with 380 in July and ending around the end of March 1945, with at least 6,000 being built in total. Frontline combat strength peaked on 1 September 1944 at 2,304 tanks, but at the same month, a record number of 692 tanks were reported lost. Now in War Thunder, the Panther D is a rank 3 with a battle rating of 5.7. It has a 788 horsepower engine propelling the 44.8-ton vehicle to a top speed of 34 miles per hour. It comes equipped with a 75mm KWK-42 cannon, which has a reload rate of 8.8 seconds. Now, to tell you the truth, I was a little bit disappointed when I first got the Panther D. I came to the Panther D after driving the Tiger 1H for a while, and I got used to that 88mm cannon. The Panther D only has the 75mm. But in War Thunder, unlike in real life, you can face other Panthers, you can face Tigers, and you can face Tiger 2s. This thing has a battle rating of 5.7, which means you can face vehicles up to 6.7. And so facing other Panthers, Tigers, and Tiger 2s, the 75mm cannon on the Panther D leaves a little bit to be desired. You can kill those other tanks, but you need to work for a good shot. So just remember that in real life, the Panther was a little bit better than it seems to be here in War Thunder. That being said, why don't we hop into a battle and see what we can do with the Panther D. Okay. Oh, that was quick. We picked up Normandy. I'm not a big fan of the Normandy map. However, the barrage balloons are kind of fun to shoot at. But yeah, I haven't really figured out, any real good spots on the Normandy map yet. I will, because I get it enough, but haven't really figured it out yet. So yeah, everything looks good. We only got the one spawn point. I think I'm gonna head down toward the cap point. You know what? Everybody's heading down that way. And the enemy team's gonna probably be heading over that way. So I am going to change my mind and head back. I guess this would be south. I'm gonna shoot me a barrage balloon first. Here we go. Nice. I always wonder why they explode again when they hit the ground. But anyway, yeah, we're gonna take this little road around to the south and the east here, and hopefully we can pick up some flanking shots on the enemy. I see two of my teammates heading up toward, what is that where the old church or something is up that way, or the little village up that way. But I'm going to go a little bit further out on this road. The Panther moves pretty well. As you can see, I got some pretty good speed happening here on the road. And I'm hoping to use that to my advantage and get around the enemy before they can be ready for me. Hopefully we won't run into like an M18 just sitting in ambush over here or anything. Okay, let's start being observant. Oh, what is this right here? Hold on. What is that? Oh, nice. Is that an SU something? And there's something up on the town up here. Just saw it flash on the mini-map for a second. They must have killed it. So I'm going to get back down on the road here for a minute. I was going to pop up there and see if I could get a flanking shot on it, but looks like they took care of it. So I see some red in the town. And there's something right there. I'm going to drop down here in this low ground. See if I can keep it from getting a bead on me. And I'm going to pull up behind the wreck of this old tank here and see if I can use it for cover while I take a peek, because there's something right down there behind that enemy spawn point. Oh, it was another SU. I hope it won't the same guy. Oh. Okay, I'm checking the mini-map. There's something there on the mini-map. I think it's around the corner. I can see it for a second, but I really don't have any kind of shot on it. And if I crest over this hill, then I'll be exposing myself too much to anybody spawning in, and they'll be invincible, and I won't be. So we're just going to creep up here just a tad bit. Make our way, use the speed. Oh, what's that? We got a nice shot in on it, but I am not going to stand on that hill and give him the flank of my vehicle to shoot at. Somebody else will just have to finish him off. We'll just have to settle for an assist. That was a pretty good shot. Hopefully there'll be some enemies up this way and we'll sneak up behind them. Just checking down these roads, make sure I'm not driving completely out in front of something. I thought I saw something flash on the mini-map for a second, but maybe not. Okay, I do see something to my left. Oh, an outhouse. That was kind of shitty. Alright, we have this little hill, and then there's just this tad little bit of ridge here that this road is behind. I'm going to try to use it for cover. See if I can get anybody coming around this side of the town. He's just on the other side of the edge there. Oh. But he's not, and I hit him right in the fuel tank. Now my eyesight's kind of bad. I think that's a KV-85. I think it was a KV-85. I'm in a pretty good position here. Getting some already. Oh shit! What? Oh no! That dude. Oh, my turret is messed. I'm just gonna run. I'm gonna use the downhill to try to pick up some speed because he has the advantage on me. Alright. I think I might have made it. I was not going to sit there and fight him. I was in complete open area with him being there at the edge of the town. I had no cover to hide behind. My turret was jacked up for just a minute. And if I would have stayed there and tried to fight him, I would have died for sure. So, sometimes, you know, retrograde is the better part of valor. Live to fight another day. I think there may be something up the way this way. I would have loved to came in and got a flanking shot on that guy. I didn't see him. Okay, so there's an enemy right up here. And now I can't get a good outline. There it is. Had to wait till after I fired to give me a good outline. Oh, friendly. But here we go. There we go. Got him. Okay, I'm worried about somebody coming up this road and giving me a armor piercing enema, so I'm gonna come back this way. Now I have some pretty decent frontal armor, but my sides and stuff are just trash. So I'm hoping to face off against somebody coming this way. I really don't want to get snuck and hit in the side. Okay, we got an enemy coming. Let me give me some arty. Okay, I can see him working his way up this hill. Damaged his transmission a little bit. Be still. Good hit on the turret. Took out 2 and it was an enemy kill assist. Alright, somebody else is up here. Oh, that was nice. Took out his turret range, so I don't have to worry about him swinging around after me. I got time. I got time. Here we go. Right in the face. There you go. Alright, we're about out of time. There we go. Got the final blow. That didn't sound right. We got the final kill. Oh, okay. Alright. Let's see what we did. Oh, we got a battle trophy. Backup vehicles, love that. Tiger E, that can be useful. Stug, that can be useful. I'm not flying many airplanes anymore. Okay, I'm happy with that. Alright, we got one shot, Sentinel, Professional, Shatter Strike Streak, Ground Wind Streak, and the final kill. So 6 ground units destroyed. We had 2 really good, well, I thought we had 2 assists, the KV and the Tiger, but okay. Came in 3rd place on the team, 30,427 Silver Lions. Let's take a look at the statistics. Looks pretty good. Let's go ahead and save it. Okay, Panther footage. Alrighty, so this was not a great game in the Panther, but I really haven't had a great game in the Panther. Definitely haven't racked up any 10 kill games or anything like that. You start playing with the big boys when you get up here with the Tigers and the Panthers and stuff, and my number of my kills have gone down quite a bit up here, and you know, this vehicle being facing Tigers and Tiger 2s and stuff, with that 75mm gun, I've been having some trouble with them. So just be aware of that. Use its mobility to move around the battlefield and try to get a better position. That's about the only suggestion that I have. Keep your sides covered. Face the enemy if you have to face off against them. But other than that, shoot, move, and communicate. That's what we do. So if you like the video, like it. If you didn't, don't. Subscribe if you would. It really helps. But as always, thanks for watching. Nerd out.